Hello Internet, welcome to NerdChat. If you've never been here before, typically what I do is I break down comic book stories for new readers who aren't used to being into comics, but they've grown an interest in, MCU or the TV shows or whatever it may be, and they want to learn more about comic books, and it's just, they're really intimidating to get into because, they've been around forever. Otherwise, I also do these things called nerd rants, where I basically go on tangents about things in, the nerdy world that bothers me for whatever reason. But I'm not doing either of those today. Granted, I might go on a little bit of a tangent. I'm going to try to avoid that. What I'm doing today is I'm talking about the MCU and Spider-Man in it, and what I think they're going to do with him going forward, and how I think it's going to lead to him becoming the leader of a team of Young Avengers. So that should have all been in the title, so you know what you're in for, but I have a few points to talk about. So I have, first things first, if you have not seen Endgame, this is the time to click off the video, because
if you haven't seen Avengers Endgame yet, stop watching, because there's some serious spoilers about to come up.
Thanks, Tom. So yeah, there will be spoilers for Endgame if you have not seen it yet. So if you don't care, you want to stick around, that's fine, whatever. You might get something spoiled. You will get something spoiled because there's something I have to talk about. And then, if you're all good and you're ready to move on, then let's move on. So there are 4 moments from the trailer that came out today that I want to touch on. Number 1.
I don't think Tony would have done what he did if he didn't know that you were going to be here after he was gone.
Number 2.
The world needs the next Iron Man.
Number 3.
Are you going to step up or not?
And number 4.
Oh my God.
So you may notice that the first 3, all very similar, and that's what I'm going to touch on first, and then we're going to come back to number 4. So hang on to that because we're going to go over it a few more times. So with the first 3 things, what's basically going on is everyone is assuming that Spider-Man is going to fill into Tony Stark's shoes to become the next Iron Man. And I think that is a nice narrative. I think that's a good idea. Because whenever something like this happens, whenever there's a comic or something where, whether it's a movie or whatever, there's someone that's supposed to fill someone else's shoes, like the default story that we end up going to is, well, I don't need to fill their shoes because I'm going to fill my own. Like, I am my own person, and I don't need to live up to anyone else's mantle. But I don't think that's the point. And that's the important thing to look at, is that it's not about him becoming literally Iron Man. It's not about him literally being the next Tony Stark. It's about him being the next rally point, the next face of the MCU. The next mascot, the next one that everyone associates with the MCU, because that is what not only Tony Stark was, or Iron Man, but Robert Downey Jr. So it's a call to action for Tom Holland to be the next face of the MCU. That's what everyone is going to think of whenever they think of the MCU. It's going to be about Spider-Man. It's going to be about Tom Holland. Now, there are some waves that shake up with that. So one of the big things about Iron Man in the comics, even though he's not always the leader of the Avengers, he's always considered one of the leaders of the Avengers. And that is where I get to my point about the fourth clip. So we're going to get to that in a second. So I think that they're moving towards a Young Avengers, because there are a lot of young heroes that they are working towards. So we have now, after the 5-year gap, we have an older Cassie Lang who could become Stature. We know that they have plans for Ms. Marvel. We know that they want to do something with, they have plans for, it looks like Hawkeye to pass on his mantle, Clint Barton to pass on the mantle to someone else. It could be Kate Bishop, could be his daughter, I don't know, with a younger character. I think that we're going to get to see Sam Alexander in the MCU sometime soon, maybe even in a post-credit scene for this, whether it's Sam or a helmet falling to Earth, something. I think that is something that we're going to see very soon, if not in this movie, just in one of the upcoming ones after this. They could do something with Shuri. They could have what's his name, Harley, whatever, the kid from Iron Man 3. He could become Iron Lad. There are options for a lot of young heroes to take up the roles of team members for Young Avengers, for Peter to be the leader of, because we have Nick Fury in this movie. And in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, Nick Fury did something very similar, where he assigned Peter a team of young heroes for him to be in charge of, because he is the most experienced of them. So in the MCU, we now have Spider-Man being Spider-Man for a few years, and aside from him being Spider-Man for a few years, he is also an Avenger. Now, he is too young to lead the main Avengers, of course, but he isn't too young to lead a team of Young Avengers. They have him have these own little side adventures with them. So that way we can still have Spider-Man in everything we have in the Avengers movies, but I think it's a good direction to take Spider-Man in the long run. Now, in order to have your own team, in order to be able to, have all the resources you need resources, you need money. Now, I want to take a look at this scene real quick.
Oh my God.
So take another look at it. Now, we're going to watch it real quick again. Look at Peter's face and the emotions that he's going through.
Oh my God.
So we're seeing, like, joy, we're seeing confusion, we're seeing shock, and those sunglasses, if you don't recognize them, they are Tony Stark's. They are the ones that he was wearing, I believe, in Infinity War, but they are his sunglasses, meaning I think what Peter just saw was a message for him. I think what that message is that Tony just left his stocks or shares or whatever to Peter for Stark Industries, meaning that Peter now has a massive share of Stark Industries for him to be able to play and do whatever he needs to create better equipment, to be a better Spider-Man, to be the best him that he can be, but also to fund a team that will make him better and help him make the world better. Doing all of that is what I think that Tony wanted and hoped for Peter to be a better Spider-Man, to be a better person than Tony was, because that was Tony's wish for Peter, is to be better than him. So I think by doing all that, by having the funds to do all that, because that's the next scene right after that in the trailer is Peter playing with some hologram technology, clearly creating something, showing that he has the know-how to be the next Iron Man, because the line right after that is Peter saying the world needs the next Iron Man. And it's not going to get another Iron Man, but it will get a Spider-Man who is just as capable or more capable and a better hero than Tony Stark ever hoped he could be. And that is what Tony wanted. That is what we're going for. And I think we're going to get it. I think that's the right direction to take Peter, and I think that's where we're going. So that's my theory. Basically, Spider-Man is going to become a leader of a team of Young Avengers while he still gets to work with the actual Avengers. And Nick Fury might assign him this team, but it's all going to be these young heroes that now are going to work with Spider-Man, and it's going to show that Spider-Man can be on the Young Avengers, his own movies, and the main Avengers, and now he is the new face of the MCU, and Tom Holland has to carry that for as long as he's a part of it. So that's where I think we're going. So let me know if you think I'm right, and if you have any other theories, let me know, because I'd like to discuss all of this a lot more. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I hope that you like what I had to say. I hope that you enjoyed being on my channel. It's your first time here. So typical YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, press the notification button, all that. I also have a Discord if you want to come and talk to me there, and if you want to check out the other videos on my channel, some will be popping up at the end of this. So, but yeah, that's all I got for today. I just wanted to get this video out. I just got home from work, and I just wanted to get this out as soon as I could, because I want to talk about it today, and I've been talking about it to everyone at work all day. So, like I said, I hope you like what I said. I hope that you enjoyed your time here, and I don't think it was a waste. Or I hope that you don't think it was a waste, and I hopefully will see you all again. So thank you. That is my time, and you have a wonderful day. Go watch the trailer again. Go watch Endgame again. I'm going to go watch Endgame again. It's really good. I'll watch it again. I really feel a lot of things I don't feel ready to feel every time I go, but I'm feeling the right things. All right, that's all I got. I'm rambling. I told you I might ramble. I'm sorry. All right, thank you, everyone, and goodbye.